Howdy and welcome to another episode of Breaking the Seal. This is a really exciting one. If you're all about excitement, then you should hit the like button. And if you're all about being in different places and having intruders come in and disrupt your video and give you kisses, then you should go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So today I'm being joined by a freshly trimmed nog dog, my wife, and the baby. This is going to be a really neat episode. You shook the table. How dare you? This is going to be a really neat episode because this is something that I didn't even know existed. It's always exciting to do one of those. And you say that you know what these are.
Yeah.
You can identify them.
Absolutely.
So I know what they are. They are freeze-dried candies. I've never heard of this. They were gifted to me by family, and I felt kind of bad because I opened them up and I was like, thanks. What am I looking at? And then it was described to me. And now they've been impatiently waiting for me to go ahead and open this and do a review. And you shall wait no longer because I'm doing it right now.
Well, we were patient because it got lost in the mail for a little bit.
It did. And the reason why I need Jenna here to help identify everything is because they did give us a list of what's in here, but they didn't label the packages because their label maker stopped working. So I really have no idea of anything that I'm looking at. As far as I'm concerned, this is like if you tried to describe popcorn to somebody that's never heard of popcorn before and told them to draw it. Is kind of how I feel all of these candies look like.
They look like packing peanuts to me.
That too, no. This is the packing peanuts. I mean, like, that is just so bizarre.
Is the list in here?
It is in here.
Okay, you give me that so that you can't see it.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, oh gosh. I'm gonna have to just make my guesses, and I'm not looking at the list. These are all sealed. Oh. There we go. I'm guessing that this is going to be a Red Hot. If you can see here, it's either just cherry jelly beans or they're Red Hots. That's my opinion on what they might be. If I can open it.
Do you need scissors?
No, I need fingernails. Because I just trimmed mine and they are pristine and perfectly capable for this job. Yeah, so it just looks like a little overbaked bean kind of sprouting out. Maybe it's sprouting. We're about to get something delicious to grow out of this in the ground. That just crunched. That was weird. It's got to be a Red Hot.
Is it spicy?
It's cinnamony.
Well, Red Hots are on the list.
Okay. I'm not keeping track of these, so we're just going to wing it. But that was really neat. You want to try one? Oh, you got a big one. You got a triple. It's very crunchy. Now, by crunchy, it's not hard. It's more brittle.
Styrofoam.
Yeah. Have you ever taken a good big bite of styrofoam? It's still nothing like that. But if you were to think of what styrofoam would taste like and feel like if you bit it, that's what it would be like.
It reminds me of the My Strange Addiction episode with the lady that ate her couch cushions. That's what I would imagine
bizarre.
It would taste like. Or I guess.
So we're going to set that to the side. This is two big ones. I got to think on what this is. Is this Laffy Taffy? Maybe we're going to open that up. I'm guessing this is Taffy. I don't know. Part of me wants to say it's Peeps because it looks like Peeps, but I don't know if that Peeps come that small.
We have to go for the blue one because that's the best flavor, right?
Yeah, it's round and it's hard. Like, it feels hard, but I'm sure if I take a bite of it, you'll just sink right through it, just like the Red Hots. That is sour apple.
It's blue.
I mean, it's
Would
like
it
a
be
greenish blue.
raspberry?
I'm a little hesitant to pass this one over to you because I don't know if it's actually got watermelon or kiwi flavor in it. I don't know. But the flavor comes through very strong. I'm actually very pleased with this one. I guess I should try the red one as well.
I know what it is, so.
Then
I don't know what the flavor is.
That one's strawberry. It tastes very strawberry, but I don't know if it's mixed with anything. I've got great concerns.
So what are you saying it is?
Laffy Taffy.
Okay. You're wrong.
What in the world? Oh, this looks like a Snickers bar. You can already see the layers of the Snickers bar in there. You got your whatever the crunchy bit is, and then probably like the nougat, and then you got some peanuts on top. You know what Snickers is? It sounds like Snickers to me. I'm going with Snickers. That is my final answer.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. That's as good as we're going to get. Would you like a bite? You look like you're having some difficulty.
The caramel.
Oh. That is bizarre. Like, it's crunchy, but it's still sticky. And as soon as your saliva hits it, it almost wettens it. It's like milk cereal. Now, I've got some peanuts in there. That's delicious. That's good. That is good. Whether I would take that over actual Snickers bar, I think that's up for debate. But that is what... So we've got Sweet Life of Zack and Cody playing right now. And this is the one scene that I remember from all of Zack and Cody. I really don't remember any of the bits that we've been watching lately.
You remember the Prindle?
The Prindle. I remember the Prindle. That's how you drive a car. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, low. Prindle. That's all I remember.
Yeah, he just looked at her and said, and would you prefer am or
What is this? I have no idea. I really don't even know. I'm going to have to taste this one to even get a concept of what this candy might be. I hope I've been holding these up so people can see what it's looking like. Maybe part of a Twix bar? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Twix.
Twix is chocolate, cookie, and caramel.
So it's like Snickers without the peanuts in it? I mean, this looks like a mutated caramel popcorn. That's what I would call that. Oh. That is very soft. It definitely got some caramel in there. No? Well, it's sticking to my teeth.
Coffee.
Coffee?
Maybe it is caramel. I know what the candy is.
I'm going with Twix.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh, wait, doesn't Twix have like a pretzel in it?
Has a cookie in it.
Three Musketeers. Well, I believe this is Skittles. I'm
What
pretty
kind of
confident this is Skittles. What?
What kind of Skittles?
What do you mean, what kind of Skittles?
There's a whole bunch of different kinds of Skittles.
This looks like the regular Skittles.
Okay, that's all you had to say. There are 3 different kinds of Skittles.
There's 3 different kinds of Skittles in here?
Mm-hmm.
Tutti Frutti.
No.
You had it.
Is that even a kind of Skittle?
And you lost it. I'm pretty confident it is a type of Skittle. Let's pop that open. And, let's try the 3 first. This is going to be fascinating. So, this is very clearly a Skittle. You can even see the S on there. Hopefully that shows up on camera. There's no getting that wrong. Which color do you want?
It's a little crunchier than I expected.
That is so fascinating.
Like the outside coating really held its own.
It still very much holds the taste of a Skittle while being an entirely different texture of a Skittle. This is honestly a very neat candy. I don't know if this is my favorite of the bunch, but I'm the most surprised by this. I am the most whelmed, most enthused. These are the stones that you use to rub the bottom of your feet in the shower.
A pumice stone?
Yeah. So we're going to see if they're edible today. Ugh! I haven't the slightest. This is just all the same color. Maybe I can tell by the taste.
It's kind of an old school candy.
Oh. I don't much care for that texture. It's butterscotch. Are you sure? It reminds me of butterscotch lollipops that I used to get from a neighbor's house down the street. They were very nice neighbors, but I was always so upset that the only candy that they had was butterscotch. So part of me dreaded going over there because that's what I knew I was going to get. When I didn't know it was an option, I could have just not taken a piece of candy.
Said no?
Well, they didn't offer it to me.
Oh.
It was there for us to take, but I could have just not taken the candy.
Or not eaten it.
Yeah, I know. Not taking it and not eating it and not suffered through the butterscotch flavor. But that wasn't an option to me at the time. I wasn't old enough to make that decision. I wasn't cognitive enough. I don't know. Is that the right way to put it?
Sure.
I didn't have enough gears in my brain. There weren't enough wrinkles yet.
It's an old school candy.
Big 5 Chew. I don't know.
Big 5 Chew is not that color.
Bit of honey. Really?
Yeah.
That's bit of honey? What? Bit of honey's like... It's like this tiny little bar. It's like that. And it blew up like that? Oh, this is so neat.
Did
Oh,
you
this
not
is
see the
fascinating.
Skittles?
Well, alright. I also compare that with the Snickers bar, which honestly doesn't look like it blew up that much.
Do you want me to tell you what the blue and the red one were? Because that's really going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Airheads.
That makes so much sense. And probably safer that you didn't eat it, because those could be any flavor.
I'm thinking that they probably cut the Airheads in half, because there's no way they would shrink like that.
No, you get snack-sized Airheads.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't come in the full 6 inches. You can get them in smaller pieces. Speaking of Airheads, this also looks like Airheads. Are we still Airheads? Are there more Airheads? These are not Airheads. Oh gosh. This might be Laffy Taffy. Are you just rusing me? Are you leading me on a false path?
No, the only thing I'm mad about is that they didn't give you a banana one, because that's the superior flavor.
George is going to fight you next time he sees you.
Why? What does he think is the
He
superior?
thinks banana is the worst possible flavor. It's a blight among humanity.
Not for Laffy Taffy.
So this is probably strawberry?
Oh. I told you, I only eat the yellow.
You have the list.
It literally says Laffy Taffy.
Oh. That one's actually kind of hard.
Laffy Taffy's basically inedible when it's regular.
That tastes like strawberry shortcake. It's like a creamy strawberry flavor. What about this one? This has got to be green apple.
It's gotta be.
It has to be. I agree with that. And this one is clearly grape. You want to taste the grape?
No.
No. Oh, this is weird. It's like mixing with the water in my mouth. And it's actually turning back into taffy. Because it's freeze-dried. Because they took the humidity out of it. All the moisture content. Oh, I gotta say though, purely texture-wise, this is my least favorite. The flavor is fine. It's definitely Laffy Taffy. There's no arguing that. But to me, the crunchy texture and how it moves along your teeth as you bite into it is unpleasant. Not quite like the popsicles at the hospital. Those were my leastest favorite.
Well, there's no flavor. It was basically just an ice cube.
Lemonheads? Is that the name of the candy?
Yeah.
Alright, this has got to be Lemonheads because it looks like Skittles, but it's like Oops all yellow. Which apparently is Jenna's favorite flavor. Do you think they have a Captain Crunch that's Oops all yellow pieces?
Yeah, they do.
It's all yellow Skittles, right?
That's not what a lemon head is.
Yeah, what a lemon head is. Aren't yellow Skittles lemon flavored?
Usually.
Yeah. It's all yellow Skittles. Just with the more potent lemon taste. I would prefer these over regular lemon heads. Freeze dried is definitely the way to go for these. How do you feel?
They hold their sour.
Alright. That's Nerds Rope.
Kind of.
Nerds Rope minis.
Clusters.
Clusters. It's just chopped up Nerds Rope. That's all that is. Now this is going to be interesting. Because this is like the first real gummy that we have, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm excited. Because nerds are awesome. I love nerds. That's not what I thought it was going to be like at all.
It's a weird texture.
I'm trying to think of even how to describe that. Like, the nerds are still nerds. They're softer, though. Like, imagine if the nerds were easy to chew instead of crunchy. But the gummy, it's like it just fell apart under the slightest pressure. Like, it just collapsed.
It still kind of reconstitutes itself as a gummy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Very sticky.
How would you describe that?
Gummy styrofoam.
Sure.
Did you need to open the curtain for more light?
Actually, it doesn't look too bad.
Okay.
Next up, we got... Whoa. This is Fruit Roll-Up. So some history on Fruit Roll-Up. I used to ask my parents all the time, every week. They're like, hey, what do you want us from... What do you want to us... I used to ask my parents every week, what would you
like them to get you from the store?
Yeah. They would ask me what they would like
For
from
them.
me,
Yeah.
for them to
Yeah.
get me.
Yeah.
Wow, I really can't do it.
I just hope they took the wax paper out.
No, I was always disappointed because they got me Fruit Roll-Up, which is exactly what I asked for. I asked them for a Fruit Roll-Up. I always meant Fruit by the Foot, and I just could not remember that name to save my life. For years, like multiple years, I got Fruit Roll-Up instead of Fruit by the Foot. And quite frankly, I think Fruit Roll-Up has more going for it in retrospect, especially with the tongue tattoos. I think that's really stellar.
Did you hear about like the whole TikTok thing with the tongue tattoos and the Fruit Roll-Ups?
Nope.
People were wrapping them around their partners.
That's funny.
They
That's
sold out
really
in so
funny.
many stores.
That's hilarious. And it's like recent?
I'd say within the last year.
It took people that long to figure that out. Honestly, that's just as surprising.
You put anything on TikTok. Now
This looks like a piece of bacon.
Okay, but did they take the plastic out before they freeze dried it?
We'll find out. Maybe the wax evaporated. But that's fruity, all right. How would I describe that, though? Keep in mind, everything is really maintaining its accurate flavor, just in a different texture. It's like you're living in a whole different world. I don't know if this is watermelon or strawberry.
I didn't get fruit roll-ups as a kid. Not regularly.
My teeth are stuck together. Well, do keep that in mind. But I think ultimately, something that I'm going to have to declare for all these things, for these gummy kind of things, these really fruity, waxy, the texture is just something that you're going to have to grab it and find out for yourself. Because it's very difficult for me to explain. It's not bad. Clearly, it's reconstituting in my mouth. It's a feeling. Wow, it's making my mouth is watering immensely right now.
It's because it's still on your teeth.
It's so bizarre. You're going to have to grab some of this just to find out the texture for yourself. What in the world? This is the icy cereal.
It does kind of look like that.
But in big form. Oh gosh, what would this be? Because it's going to be blue raspberry and red raspberry. Probably. Or cherry. I have
strawberry.
That really doesn't help me at all because there's so many candies with those flavors that doesn't tell me what this is. What is round and...
It's not necessarily round. You've seen how they blow up.
Well, it fits in a bread box. 20 questions. Is 20 questions still viable today? There's so many more things out in the world than there was back when 20 questions was still this little toy that you had. What else could there be? I almost want to grab it and just try it myself again. I could probably find it at an antique store. Do you not know 20 questions? It's not necessarily a toy. Yeah. Well, the handheld game is definitely smarter than me, that's for sure. But I don't think that handheld game is going to guess a TXV. I don't think that's in its vocabulary. I'm analyzing this. It looks like this is a Jolly Rancher. That's what this is. That's wild. Okay. The tell for me is because of these little craters in here. Because every once in a while you get a Jolly Rancher and just has these little holes in it.
An air bubble.
An air bubble. That's what gave it away for me.
It does look like the icy cereal, though.
If you took a Jolly Rancher and you fed it through a paper shredder and a snow cone machine, that's what you would get out of this. It's literally just Jolly Rancher, but it is so thin. Thinner than paper. You want to try it?
I mean, that description didn't make it sound great.
I mean, it still feels like a Jolly Rancher. It's just shavings of a Jolly Rancher.
It's sour.
Mm-hmm.
It's like granulated.
This one's kind of sour, too.
That one's probably cherry.
Are you brave enough to try it?
Absolutely cherry. Tastes like children's cough medicine.
Oh my gosh. We're getting close to the end here, folks. These look like failed Digimon.
Digimon was a failure just in general.
Digimon trading card game is still going on today.
It doesn't make it good.
And apparently they're having an issue where all their support is towards War Greymon and War Garurumon. Those are the only valid decks out there.
I boycotted Digimon because I was a Pokemon person.
Well, I had the VHS for the first, 3 episodes. And one of the kids was hungry enough that they could eat a small cow. This is some kind of marshmallow treat. Is this like a double freeze-dried thing? Because this also reminds me of astronaut ice cream.
A lot of the texture reminds me of that, and astronaut ice cream is freeze-dried.
Can you double freeze-dry something?
I imagine so. I don't know what the texture would be like.
I have no idea. I'm trying to think of what I've seen that even looks like the color of it. Is this a meringue? Like a macaroon? Oh, it melts in your mouth.
Not normally.
And I recognize the flavor. I've had it before. Honestly, I don't know how to describe the flavor because I can't remember what it is.
So usually it comes wrapped in wax, like wax paper.
Yeah, not the wax Coke bottles.
Those are nickel nip.
You want to try it? Way to go.
It's really pleasant though.
Isn't that such a weird texture? I almost would go as far to say that texture's unpleasant. It literally is astronaut ice cream, isn't it? The texture of it.
Which is surprising because I was expecting it to be more gummy.
It's gummy?
No, but I was expecting it to be more gummy. I wonder which flavor of it this is.
Is this a taffy? Like a regular taffy?
Saltwater taffy.
Huh.
Tastes like coffee, kind of.
You know what?
The pink one should have given that away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. The swirl and that is kind of how taffy's put together. Huh.
Kind of like what you get from Ocean City.
I'd rather just have taffy.
I wouldn't.
No?
Mm-mm. Just doesn't get stuck to your teeth quite as much.
I guess.
You just look like it's unpleasant in general.
It is.
It's been like the best one so far.
These two look the same. Are you able to tell the difference between these two?
Right away, yes.
Oh. Well, this is Skittles Sours. This is Tropical Skittles.
Wild berry.
What? Alright, well, we'll do the wild berry first because I'm looking more forward to the sour Skittles. And blue is the best flavor. That is very berry. Like, that's not even Skittles flavor. That's just straight up berry flavor.
The outer shell's super thin on these.
Like, the interior has this crunchy kind of texture to it. Like I said, all these crunchy things, they're very light crunchy. They feel crunchy, but they give into your weight so easily. Like, I can't emphasize how brittle they are.
The red one has more Skittles flavor.
I need to try the red one then?
Mm-hmm. If you can get the bag open.
The red one does have more Skittles flavor. It actually tastes like a Skittles. Is singular Skittle? Or is it like the name of it is Skittles and you can have a Skittles, but it's the plural of Skittles is still Skittles?
I would assume that a singular Skittle is a Skittle.
Very well. Now this is the sour Skittles, and I'm looking forward to these. I love the sour candies. Sour Patch Kids is absolutely stellar. But I gotta say, I think my top tier candy is probably Swedish Fish. I really enjoy those.
They're pretty good. Not as sour as some of the other things.
Less Skittle, more sour, but overall less total flavor, I would say.
It's got a nice orangey aftertaste, but it's not sour.
It's definitely subtler, but it's not as punchy as the rest of the Skittles that we've tried so far. It is definitely sour. And then the last one is this Warheads. Whatever it is, it's very small. It's this bubblegum. Chiclets.
Chiclets are all white.
Are they? No. Are these the... You might be... Yeah, I believe you. No, Chiclets do come in colors. They come in fruity colors.
Oh.
That is a thing. As long as they are called Chiclets. But these are the little fruits that you get from the vending machine at the mall.
They are not runts, no.
Well, they will have a fruity flavor, I'm sure.
Yes.
This reminds me of the Airheads.
Similar.
What's similar to Airheads and still chewy? Do you want to try the orange one? Or you want to try the yellow one, don't you?
No, I'll do the orange one. I'm not going to take all your candies.
If you want to wake up somebody in your house, freeze-dried candies are the way to go. Because they're very crunchy and loud.
These were really hard to bite into.
Yeah, these are definitely the densest of all the candies that we tried.
It's a dense candy.
Jawbreakers?
They sell them in whole bags now of just the red and pink ones.
Valentine Hearts? Mike and Ike's? Good and Plenty?
It is similar to a...
Now or Later?
Airhead. It's similar to a Now and Later, though.
Starburst. There we go. That's what it is. Well, that was an experience. Honestly, a really neat one. This is all that was left in the box. So quite honestly, if you want to have a good time with your family and get a whole assortment of these candies freeze-dried, this is a spectacular family get-together idea, I feel like. I think having everybody together...
Should have blindfolded them.
Yeah, do all the same thing that we did. Everybody has to guess what the candy is. I think that's a great game. Absolutely stellar. There was a lot to rate. Overall, I think it is a positive experience that will leave you satisfied.
What was the best one?
Oh, gosh. Oh, now I have to remember all of them. There's so many. There's so many. There's Skittles. I did like the Snickers, but I just like Snickers in general. Lemonheads is really cool. The Airheads was very much a surprise for me. Jolly Ranchers and Fruit Roll-Ups taste everything tastes exactly how it is, but I was very surprised how similar the taste was on those. Gosh. I almost want to say between the Red Hots and the Nerds gummies. Because the Nerds Hots, I remember them being way too spicy for me as a kid.
The Red Hots?
Yeah, these were really good. I was honestly very surprised by these. I think the spice has been dulled a bit by the freeze dry to give you a very pleasant cinnamony flavor that doesn't burn you out as I was. I have an extremely low spice tolerance, and I think this really hits the mark right here. I think the other reason I say the Nerds gummies is just because I'm so excited to have Nerds gummies again. I don't know that they're actually top tier, but yeah, we'll stick with the Red Hots.
Okay, what was the worst?
The taffy. Easily. I did not care for the taffy. I mean, the taffy flavor is there. Now, I know what it was. I knew the flavor. I couldn't put a name to it, but the texture is just so unpleasant. It made me uncomfortable.
I didn't like the Starburst.
The Starburst was definitely the hardest to bite into.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not too much a fan of the Jolly Ranchers either, because when they reconstitute, it really traps your mouth shut. It becomes sticky, and then it becomes difficult to bite, and I'm afraid that I'm going to pull a filling out with it. That's nothing against the flavor, though. The flavor is honestly even more there than a regular Jolly Rancher. I think it is an improvement on the flavor of the Jolly Ranchers. You going to try taffy now? Let's see what you think. I like them. Yeah, I like them. Which one do I want to try again? What was this one?
Oh, it was Milk Dud.
Huh, that's a Milk Dud? Milk Duds aren't that big. That thing blew up. That Milk Dud blew up like more than the Jolly Rancher blew up. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, the Nerds gummy rope thing like really didn't change in size. It just got a different texture to it.
I wonder if it has something to do with the gummy.
That is so fascinating. Along with the Snickers. I guess the Snickers didn't have enough moisture in its material to really make it expand like some of this other stuff. That is very neat. Yeah, I think that's everything I've got to say on this one. I hope to see you all on the next one.